Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for this week. This week you have this donkey card. It says patience, humility, and sacrifice. You also have the starfish. It says cosmic energy, mystical awareness, and regeneration. It is a good healing week for you at this time, Pisces. So any, literal regeneration that you can do would be a good idea just in general. So I think, a lot of you could be just going through healing, or, you could be just, but more like this isn't necessarily like healing from a trauma. It could be, but, this is more just like regenerating your energy or, gathering more energy. You have this card mending, so definitely a good week for healing and, resting, relaxing, recovering, things like that. You have the Page of Cups, the Six of Cups, and the Page of Swords. This is a pretty good love reading, and, Venus is in your sign now, Pisces. So, that will make you more attractive and definitely could, attract a person into your life. So it makes sense that we have all this love stuff here. Now, of course, if you don't want love, that's fine too. Because with Venus, we can just focus on, things that we find beautiful or things that we do love. So, again, it's going to be different for all of you. But I would definitely, with that Venus energy, I would definitely be focusing on quality. And, Venus is kind of like the planet of quality, right? And nice things. And so I think focusing on those things this week or, focusing on creating more quality experiences or, focusing on the quality of your day, can you do things to have a better day? That's definitely what I would be focusing on here. I feel like this Page of Cups could be love, but I really feel like it's you. So I feel like you are just kind of entering into the week as the Page of Cups, which literally could be your card. So, I feel when you show up as yourself, it kind of puts you in a position of power and strength and really allows you to get what you want, which is nice. But like I said, I am definitely getting a message of focusing on quality. The other interesting thing is that Venus will move into Aries and then it's going to retrograde back into Pisces a little bit later on. And, so you're kind of getting a double dose of that Venus energy in your sign. And, I don't know, it's popping into my head as important for some reason. You could just be revisiting things or kind of kind of going back over things that you enjoy in life. You have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups can definitely is the card of innocence and nostalgia. I always say, to me, it doesn't really represent a person coming back from the past. It just represents thinking about the past. And again, since Venus will retrograde back into Pisces, some of you, that definitely could be a possibility that you're thinking about past connections. You have this mending card, you have this, the starfish, which says regeneration. You have this clean it up card. Again, I think it's time to, change your story around love. And that doesn't even have to, again, be a person. You could be working on your story, with your parents. Some of us have trauma from our parents or whatever, and, healing those things, then we heal and we get better and things improve. So, again, I think for a lot of you, this could be about looking at those old stories and healing those things. Again, just with the Venus energy, Six of Cups is a card of protecting your inner child. And so I think a lot of you could be working with your inner child, and again thinking about the nice things you wanted when you were a child. You also have the Page of Swords, which is my card of the child. So the Page of Swords is a card of curiosity, and I think you need to follow your curiosity. Again, there's definitely something about your inner child here. You have that. You have the Ten of Cups and the Sun. These are all cards that can have something to do with your inner child. And again, to have a quality experience in life, sometimes we have to revisit our inner child and we have to think about what did we want to be when we grew up? Or, what experiences, what things did you think you would be doing when you got older and what aren't you doing? So there's definitely, with this going this way and also all of this, there's kind of something about, looking at the things that you thought you would have or, kind of revisiting some of those childhood dreams. And that could definitely be very important. Again, I think people only think of love with Venus, but Venus is all about quality, or the quality of your experience as well. So anything you can do to, kind of live some childhood dream, that could be very important. With the Page of Cups, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Big changes. I mean, definitely I think that we've talked about this, that there are definitely big changes that you could be going through or things that you could be kind of letting go of. And it's not really, he's not letting go of those Seven Pentacles, they still exist. He's just choosing to change direction. He's choosing to grow something differently in his life. And so it's not like he's completely losing out on those Seven Pentacles, right? And I get that kind of feeling for you here, Pisces, where it's just saying you are kind of changing direction. With the Six of Cups, you show up the High Priestess, the High, all about trusting your intuition, all about believing in potential. I always say High Priestess, yeah sure, she's your card. Yeah sure. She can represent secrets and mysteries. Yeah sure. She can represent trusting your intuition, but really she is a card of unlimited potential. And so she has no roof over her head, and the High Priestess is my card of like really pushing it, really going for it, something that you're trying to accomplish. Again, she has unlimited potential. There are no limits to what she can accomplish. The only limit is herself. So, again, if you have some sort of childhood dream or, I would be thinking about, something that you thought you would be, or, something you thought like an experience you thought you would have, and I would challenge yourself to have that experience no matter how impossible it may seem. With the Page of Swords, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I know you've been getting like an earth sign spying on you for like a couple weeks now here, Pisces. So, again, there's definitely love here. It's kind of a weird reading because I really feel it's all about you. But there is love that is showing up in the reading. But, some of you could have like a Capricorn or an earth sign who's spying on you, because the Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn. This is also a great card for your resources. It's an amazing time for money for Pisces. Now that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. I mean, it's a good time for money, but, the problem I see for Pisces is laziness. And trust me, like, I'm not criticizing you. I am a Pisces. I'm super lazy, trust me. So I know it looks like I do a lot of work, but, I try to find as many shortcuts as I can, right? And so, again, I think that this is the one thing that will get in your way is laziness. And now that does not mean that you shouldn't be finding, I wouldn't really call them shortcuts. I like to say that I find like the more efficient ways of doing things. And, I think that if you're that is acceptable, finding efficient ways to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. But I would just be careful of laziness in general. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this dragonfly spirit. It says, shift your way of thinking and tackle the issue from a different angle. I mean, this should be everybody's mantra for the next many years. We have Pluto in Aquarius, so for everyone on Earth, I think this is, basically what we should be thinking is, we're probably going to have to find another way to do whatever we're trying to do or whatever we're trying to accomplish. You literally have the Two of Swords, which is my card of third place solutions. When I start things now, like especially since Pluto went into Aquarius, I immediately come up with like another plan that I could, a different way that I could accomplish it, because I know that probably the way I'm thinking about doing it isn't going to work or won't work immediately, and I'm going to have to make some changes. You have this path to knowledge. It says, you're journeying into the realm of knowledge to assist in your personal growth. I mean, this has been your last like many years. I think it's time for Pisces to shine, really. I mean, you have been kind of learning all these very difficult lessons for many years. And, I think I said this in your last reading, but, it's like some people consider Pisces to be the sign that's most connected to God, right? And so Pisces is here to take that God energy and, express it to the world and show people how to live in the best way possible. So I think that's your job here with this energy, is to like kind of do that. Next, you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles is a big opportunity that could be coming in for you. I always say that I love the Ace of Pentacles, but, my problem with the Ace of Pentacles is it just represents potential. And potential means nothing. So potential means what you put into something is what you're going to get out of it. And I feel like there could be like an important offer that's coming in for you. I feel that you're going to be receiving many offers over the next period of time for all sorts of things. These could be love offers, business offers, whatever. Now here's the thing. We have the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Wands here, and I think you need to be careful of the offers that you are accepting in your life. And the other thing is like you only have so much time in the day, right, Pisces? And I feel you need to realize that the offers you should be accepting are the offers you make to yourself. And so I'm not saying you can't like help people or work together with other people, but I would just be more picky with the offers that you accept. Or, I think you need to realize that you're probably going to be becoming more popular over time, just because you're probably going to be successful if you put the work in. And so that's naturally going to attract people to you, and I think you need to be like really specific about like who you choose to work with. You have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is fortune after difficulty, happy home, happy family. I definitely feel some of you have a person who has their eye on you. I don't know, they feel slow as molasses to me, Pisces. Like, I feel like this person is extremely slow. They're like not doing anything. Maybe this person is like fantasizing about having a family with you or something like that. I'm not sure, right? And it's like, is this person going to make a move? I don't see anything here that says that this person is going to do anything about it. I don't even think you know who this person is, which is kind of funny. It's like Page of Swords can just be a person who has their eye on you, and you might not even realize it. So, we'll definitely see what comes up when we clarify. I think this is what you should be doing. Like, I wouldn't if I were you, wouldn't even, I wouldn't even worry about love. Wouldn't worry about anything else. I would just be following your heart. Your heart will not steer you wrong at this time. And again, when we follow our heart and live a heart-based life, we attract other people who do the same thing. So again, I wouldn't worry about love, because if you're living this way, you will naturally attract love, right? And, I think this is kind of like saying that living in this energy will attract the right people to you. So it's not even like worth focusing on. Okay, well, with the Ace of Pentacles, we have the King of Wands. This is like explosive action. So I feel for some of you, there could be a person who just like all of a sudden appears in your life. So it does look like to me this person could be taking action. They could have like fire in their chart, or they could be a fire sign as well. Could be any sign, general reading, but I kind of do feel that there could be action. I also feel like this needs to be you with that Ace of Pentacles. Like if you're getting a new opportunity, or if you're creating an opportunity for yourself, like I said, I think that type of like really taking action on something and really, kind of like making something happen is going to be the best thing for you. I always say the thing that changed my life the most is just realizing that having a routine, like I used to be very resistant. I'm a very stubborn person anyway, but, I used to resist routines like crazy. But having a routine changed my life. It's like before, when I had this channel, like at the beginning, I was just like doing the videos whenever. And, I was still getting them out on a schedule, but I was kind of like doing them whenever I wanted to during the day and all this other stuff. And it's like then I set a routine where I wake up in the morning and I do them in the morning, right? Like pretty much I drink 12 gallons of coffee there, my giant mug that you can't see, and then I get started, right? And since I started that routine, it's like things flow a lot better. And for whatever reason, I get like 20 times more work done. So, again, I think that having a routine with the King of Wands could be very helpful, or just coming up with some steps. And here's the thing. I'm a big fan of small steps as well. Like right now, I'm trying to grow my Twitter for a top secret mission that I'm on. And so every single day now I wake up and I put 4 tweets into my scheduler. And I have now I started this like a few weeks ago, and I'm super far ahead with scheduled tweets, right, for my Twitter, because I'm trying this experiment. And so it's like you don't have to take these gigantic steps or do these crazy things. It literally takes me 10 minutes every single day to type some into Twitter into the scheduler and be done with it, right? So again, you don't have to take these major steps. It's about those small steps. And the reason I'm saying that is because you have the 8 of Wands twice. So 8 of Wands is focused attention. It is like doing something in a focused manner and staying focused. And if you do that, then you will be much more successful. 8 of Wands is quick success as well. I also like this, because we're seeing sudden action here. So, if there's a person who has eyes on you, and not that I really feel there's love here, but I really don't think it's a love reading. I think it's all about you, I think this person will take action. There could definitely be communication. Here you go with the Queen of Cups. This person won't keep their hands off you, Pisces. So if you want love, looks great. Also, Ace of Wands is out with the old, with the new. So I definitely feel there could be a passionate new beginning coming in for you. You have these 2 aces in this row now. 2 aces is a definite yes to any question that I haven't answered. The Ace of Wands is my favorite card in the tarot, because sometimes I feel it's just that one thing we need to get motivated. It's that spark of hope, or that spark of inspiration. And then right next to it you have the Sun. So if you're getting any inspired ideas, or if you're getting any inspired, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, inspirations, then I would follow those inspirations. Next, in the area of your messages from your future self, you have this Mending card and this Clean It Up card. You start with that 10 of Swords again. If you do want love, I feel like Pisces needs to kind of heal the story of your love life. Again, we all have a story in our love life. And if you look at all the connections you've been in, they've probably all been the same. And that's just how life works. We just go for the same type of person over and over and over again, because we know what we're going to get. So you need to ask yourself, like, why do I always pick people who leave me after, it's like some people, their story is that they always are in relationships for like a year and then at that year mark they end. I have a good friend who, she would never invite her boyfriends to Thanksgiving, right? Because she would like, if the boyfriend she would invite to Thanksgiving would break up with her, so she had it in her mind that she couldn't invite people to Thanksgiving. So all her future people that she met after that point she wouldn't invite to Thanksgiving. Now she's married luckily, but again I think that, it's kind of funny that we all have these like little things. And this here is like saying you need to change that story, like whatever the story is. And maybe you need to look at the type of person you pick, or where you meet the person or whatever, and I would change that story. You have the Ten of Swords, Two of Swords, Sunday. Again, Ten of Swords can represent getting stabbed in the back. I think it's pretty common for Pisces to get stabbed in the back because, Pisces is very giving and very in. But the thing is that, I believe us Pisces allow ourselves to get stabbed in the back really is what it boils down to. So I'm not a big fan of victim blaming. There you go, there's confirmation, right? There's the confirmation. And like I said, I'm not into blaming or any, blaming yourself or anything like that. But, what I would say here is I feel that the Ten of Swords is saying, it's time to let go of that story, right? You have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords can represent this or that thinking. She has this new island behind her, and she needs to go to that island and figure out what's over there. So Two of Swords is about, again, experiencing a different story. She is protecting her heart because she is thinking this or that, like she is thinking that her story will only go one way, but really it won't. She's protecting her heart and she's only in this one place, but if she goes over here, she would experience something different. So if you are attracting love, I feel this is saying heal your heart, of course, with the Clean It Up card, but realize that your story can change. You also have the Sun, which is great best card in the deck. Definitely could be a lot of happiness and joy coming in for you here if you want it. The Sun, we also have this Child, which is your inner child. We also have this wall right here. And that wall kind of represents the wall that we all put up against our inner child. And sometimes we have to kind of let our guard down. I think with the Sun, it's a very good card, right? But sometimes I do feel it's encouraging us to let our guard down. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Death card. Yes, it's like this part of your story is over is really what this is saying. So I think a lot of you need to kind of let go of that old part of your story. Like I said, with the Two of Swords, you have the King of Cups. What do you know? You have the King and Queen of Cups right here, very passionate connection. I'm happy to see the Three of Wands cards here and here because, again, I was a little bit nervous that this person was just going to stay in spying mode or, just, I don't know, keep looking at you for whatever reason. But this looks like action to me, and this would definitely be a very solid connection. With the Sun, you have the Moon. I do not I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I do not like the Sun and the Moon together in a love reading. So I will say that the Sun and the Moon can represent two people who just have too much of a difference between them. Now, again, it doesn't always have to be a bad thing, and obviously you're going to have to trust your situation here. But, again, you could be attracting someone very different. This could also say that the story that you're healing from a past person, it's maybe you were like oil and water with a past person. So, again, that could be a past person. I'm not sure yet. We'll clarify through this last row, and we'll see what comes up. You have this Gratitude card and this Observe card. Yes, I think that being grateful for your situation right now is going to help you manifest good things in your life or, really help you get ahead. So I am a big fan of gratitude right now, and I would definitely be expressing gratitude for the good stuff. You have the Eight of Wands, Ten of Wands, and High Priestess. The Eight of Wands is quick success or quick conclusion. It's coming up in the good stuff, so this could also represent good news coming in for you as well. And I definitely feel there could be good news. You have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands in the good stuff would say that you're very close to your goal. He's about to reach his home in the background here. And he's about to put these 10 wands down. So he's been carrying a heavy burden, but those 10 wands kind of represent his, the responsibilities and things like that he has been carrying, and he needs to release those things back here and let them go. And so, but, again, I kind of like the 10 of Wands because he planted those wands. Those wands represent his harvest, and he's about to, release his harvest. You have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is about trust. It's you trusting your intuition. We have the High Priestess here twice, so whenever you show up as yourself again, which you show up a bunch of times here, it's funny that I said that it's not really a love reading. It's like all about you. And, you show up so many times, so in here with the moon as well. And, again, I think that you're just kind of like in a position of power and strength at this point. And here you go with the Eight of Wands. The slow person is making a move, plain and simple. Knight of Pentacles is no movement. But in the area of the good stuff, it definitely looks like an earth sign. It wouldn't surprise me if it's not an earth sign, it's definitely someone who's very grounded, or, a person who has earth in their chart or something, but I feel like they're finally kind of like making a move. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Hanged Man. There you go. I like the Hanged Man and the High Priestess together because, to me, they represent better divine counterparts than the Emperor and the Empress. So this is like a very strong divine counterpart, and I definitely feel you could be attracting like a very spiritual connection. And you have a third ace. That's amazing. With the High Priestess, you have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords with yourself, the High Priestess would kind of be about like expressing your truth. And I feel, and maybe that's what you've learned like through past relationships, is that, you just have to like just express your truth and there's no point in holding back. But it definitely could be a victory as well. You have this flag. It says, do not be tempted to lower your standards. Again, I would be very careful, past people. Not that I feel like anyone from the past is coming back, but, with that Ten of Swords, I would be careful. I think there's someone new who's much better. You have this wishbone that says, a wish granted. There you go. Definitely could be some sort of wish being granted for you. You have this lion. It says, time to act. Could be time for you to act as well. It's like if you are looking at someone, or it doesn't even have to be a person. Again, you could just be thinking about an idea with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords, or a plan, and it, could be time for you to take action. You have this tulip. It says, great passion, on it. A lot of passionate cards in this reading. And if this is a connection, I definitely feel it will be a very passionate connection. And finally, you have this pail. It says, time to get out of a situation. So if you are in a weird love situation that like feels weird, or it's holding you back or whatever, it could be time to let that situation go, especially if you, it could also just be, the old part of your story that you were releasing. Like, I don't really feel a connection on that Ten of Swords. I feel, I just feel the story of being stabbed in the back. So I feel a lot of you need to heal that. But this looks really good, Pisces. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.